Welcome to another episode of the Almost Tipsy Vegan. Today we're going to be making a cabbage spaghetti type thing, uh, but it's going to be a bake after a while. So right now, to save a little bit of time, I have already, this is the cabbage I've cut up. I've already put a little bit of olive oil in the frying pan. I've salt and peppered this just lightly. So I'm going to take it up right now, get it out of the frying pan, and put it on a plate here. And we're going to eventually put it back in the frying pan, but do this, get it out. You see how pretty this is? It's nice and charged, real pretty. Hopefully it won't fly off on the floor. Get it out. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, so we got this out. I'm going to get it out of the way. I'm going to put a little more olive oil in there, just to keep them sticking. And now then we're going to start putting, this is 1/2 of a white onion. Put it in there, that's for searing. Half of a white onion. And then stir that around real quick. And again, it smells really good in here. Uh, I'm also going to add, this is about 1/2 of a yellow bell pepper. Put it in there. Okay, and also we're putting in, this is 2 stalks of diced up celery. You can put that in there. And we're going to let that cook just a little bit. Let me rinse my hands off. Stir this around real quick. Okay, and while that is cooking, we're going to start adding some of our dry spices. Let's start with a bit of black pepper, just plain old black pepper, ground black pepper. Okay, now we're going to add some coriander seeds. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds. I don't want them ground up because I like the texture of when you bite them. When you're eating them, they turns out with a big burst of flavor in your mouth. I'm going to add in, again, you know I always use this no salt seasoning. So I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of that in there also. And get out of the way. And you know, to keep things from sticking, let me stir it up just a little bit so it doesn't stick. It just smells awesome in here. It smells so good. Okay. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of cumin seeds. 1 tablespoon of cumin seeds. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds. Y'all thank my wife for this. She made it easier for her to get this out in bigger jars, and he's well marked. Great idea, thank you. And we're going to add 1 tablespoon of mustard seed. So we'll pour that in there. Okay. And then finally, we're going to put, I'm not going to put a full teaspoon of ground turmeric, but I will put part of probably a teaspoon. Okay, probably a teaspoon. Okay, put that in there. Okay. We're going to stir this around. Again, keep it from sticking. Okay, it's, again, I wish y'all could smell it. It just smells so good in here. Okay, now then I'm going to add some more of the ingredients. Right here, I'm adding one diced up bok choy. Put that in there. Again, that's one diced up bok choy. I put in just a little bit of, this is a little bit of diced up fresh basil. And then right here we got just 2 small jalapenos diced up. Okay, so get all that in there. Stir it around just a little bit. That's cooking. And now then, that's all of that from that tray. So we've got another tray. I couldn't get all in one tray, so we'll get this out of the way. Now then, we're going to add, this is 1 large tomato diced up. This is going to add a lot of liquid. Okay, and we also, this is 4 cloves of diced up garlic. And then also we had, it's about 2 inches of ginger that's diced up or grated. So we're going to put that in there. And all these ingredients, the garlic, the ginger, they're all so healthy for you. The tomatoes so healthy for you. And it adds just a great, great flavor. So you can stir this around. We're going to let it cook just for a second. Okay. Now then we're going to start making our sauce. Okay. Let me get this out of the way. Get this cabbage out of the way. This is cabbage that we cooked earlier. So I'm going to put, we'll put it right here. And maybe you can see it. Okay, good. We can see it. So to make this a little bit healthier, I'm using silken tofu. I've already got it cut open. The silken tofu, hopefully I don't see that. We're going to put that in here. Okay, we can get it out. Let's see. So we have the silken tofu in here. We're going to add nutritional yeast. This is plain old nutritional yeast. We're going to add quite a bit of this. We're going to add, I'm going to say, 1, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons. That's probably 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup. I'm not sure, but it's a good amount. Okay. And then we're going to add a beer. You know, if we're cooking, we're going to be drinking, of course. So, but the first thing is, I've learned the hard way, is before you plug this thing in, always put the top on it. But I gotta put some beer in there first before and we don't want too much in there, but we want enough to make it blend up really well. So put the top on it, so nothing goes from the ceiling. And we turn it on. And it doesn't take much to get plenty together. Okay, let's look at it. Oh, that's pretty. Hopefully y'all can see this, how pretty that is. And in just a second, I'm gonna pour it in here. Just like, stir this around, make sure it's all stirred around. It's cooking. Okay, now I'm going to pour this over this, like that. Again, this is adding a lot of protein to it. This tofu is really good for you. Adds protein. Okay. Now, one more little thing I'm going to do is just pour a little bit more in here, the beer, just to rinse it out. I gotta have enough for me to drink too. Y'all know that. So here, I'm cooking. That's just a doseki. Yep, doseki. Yep. We're going to put this in here. Like that. Now, I have not added any salt, and I've waited to the end because I want to add salt now. Again, I'm using Himalayan salt. It's supposed to be healthier for you than the regular table salt. We'll see. We'll put salt in here. And we'll get this cooking really good. Again, we stir it around. And hopefully, if we're real lucky, see how pretty is that? I mean, that's just beautiful. And now then, what we're going to do is we're going to put the cabbage back in here. If I can do it without dropping, I'm going to put the plate a little bit closer so we won't carry it quite so far in the air. Let's see. It's falling apart on me, but it's supposed to be in like steaks like this, but there we go. Put it in there. And we're going to do one right over here. Put one right here in the middle. And hopefully we won't run out of room. Get this right in here. Just like that. Now, one more thing I'm going to add. I was going to add a can of garbanzo beans if I had room, but y'all can see I don't have room. So this is some basil right here. I'm going to add the flowers in here. Just a little extra flavoring on top. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more black pepper. On top. Now then, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover this up and put it in the oven at 350 degrees and let it cook in the oven for about, I'm going to say probably 45 minutes. But I'll check on it, and when we're done, we'll be back with y'all. Welcome back. This has been cooking now for 50 minutes in the oven at 350 degrees. While we were gone, I put some angel hair spaghetti and cooked it. And hopefully we're going to serve this. I'm going to open this up. We're going to look at it. And if we can get it open. Remember, always open so the steam goes away from you. So you don't get burned. Oh, now how pretty is that? How pretty is that? I want to get a... It's very, very, very hot. But can y'all see that? If I put too much, it can run out the other side. That's stunning. That's stunning. So, but while it's pretty, it's got to taste good also. So, we're going to try to get, this is a cabbage, part of cabbage. Put that on top of there. Put some sauce on it. And let's see what it tastes like. We use a knife and a fork. It's got a good texture to it. A very, very good flavor. I mean, it's so heart healthy. It is just delicious. I mean, can't even describe it, so good. It's got good texture to it, almost like a steak. Very, very, very good. Y'all please try this. I'm the Almost Tipsy Vegan.